Hi, good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock on a Sunday, and as was promised, I am here to introduce a program, the next or a new program in Team Unity Dominica's Round the Table. And this program features Petra Carbon George, who is an expert in the field of finance. Now, finance is broad, and there are several components of finance. And today we're going to learn a bit more of her expertise and her vision, her dreams of expanding the economic base of Dominica by utilizing a component of the economy that has not really been the critical mass, the people. And to help her to do that today, the team leader of Team Unity, who is a politician in training, will be conducting a one-on-one interview with her. I have elected just to present the program because I think that is in my remit to do as general secretary of our team. I would have liked to stay on to speak with Miss Caban George as well, but the team leader suggested that it's better I listen and offer comments after. So I shall gladly allow Carlos Charles and Petra Carbon George to have this one-on-one dialogue as I exit the stage. So, lady and gentlemen, please welcome to Team Unity Dominica's um, roundtable. I wish you a wonderful program. I'll be listening attentively, and I might even comment as well on the program. So thanks again for being here, Petra, for deciding to use our platform to speak about the stuff that you do. And Carlos, thank you for hosting this program. It's now left to you to take the show on the road.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're
Well,
welcome,
Alex,
Petra.
thanks for coming and introducing us. Welcome, Mrs. George, well, of course, Carbon, by way of birth. Um, Welcome to Team Unity's Roundtable, and you did a wonderful job in introducing the program. You may elect to stay and listen, or leave if you so desire. But
Now
we're
with this
ready to
wonderful
start and hit the ground
with,
running.
with
Um,
this wonderful fresh face, I think I should probably leave and observe. And I must say, Petra looks very well turned out today. She has always looked good, but something about her background and something about her today is just so radiant. So, Petra, you're looking really, really gorgeous. Very well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Carlos, I'm leaving you. Have fun.
yes, so good afternoon to our viewers. Thank you for being tuned into another episode of Team Unity Roundtable. With us is Miss Petra Carbon George, native of Dominica, doesn't live here right now, but she has conducted a program last year, I think it was. It was
December, yeah.
all inclusive with various persons who yes who made their contributions in various sectors of society. But today we decided to bring her on to talk more on the finance aspect, which is where she is. Petrocarbon George, as far as I'm aware, is a life coach. You are a personal budgeting needs and as well guiding their spiritual path. You're a youth advocate as well. So let us get into the topic today. We're focusing on finance and personal budgeting.
Yes, yes, Carlos. So,
Petra?
um, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you fine. I'm hearing you fine.
Okay, okay.
Fine.
Yes. So, since as a
You
youth,
go ahead.
yes, as a youth growing up, I always love accounting. I always wanted to know how to become rich. Growing up, and you didn't have much, so you grow up and you want to know how you can become rich, because everybody wants to become a millionaire when you're young. So I focus on accounting all the time. I did accounting
Right.
at Dominica State College. I have an associate degree in accounting, and I had the opportunity to go to St. Croix, and so I continue my studies at St. Croix, and now I have a bachelor's degree in accounting. I'm also working for the government up here, so I am an auditor in St. Croix as well. So I told myself, having that form of education, and so that I would like to give back to my community for free, so that young people don't make the same mistake that I made growing up. And because once you make one mistake in your finance at a very young age, it's really difficult as you grow up as an adult to correct that mistake, especially if your children are involved, and especially if you don't know about having a second income. So right now in Dominica, just checking the economics of Dominica, you realize that a lot of people are not making enough money as it is to really sustain that type of lifestyle that they would want to. Um, average, checking around
Right.
average salary of most people are within the 1,000, 1,200, which really is really difficult to really budget on that type of income. So we did the program last year in Dominica. I wanted to introduce it to our fellow youth in Dominica. The turnout on was not 100% as I anticipated. However, online there were a lot of people pop in, and so on Emo News, and just view, and so. But I still felt like I still have to continue speaking on this topic, because people don't realize it now, but when you reach 40 and you look back at your life and you see that you did not accomplish things that you should have, it's kind of difficult at 40 to really work towards that. You can. Some people are fortunate enough to make it happen, but a lot of people after 40 going up, it's very difficult because you're already seasoned in your lifestyle, you already have children and different responsibilities. Some people have mortgage, some people don't have the type of job that they wanted to, that they anticipated in life that they would get. So it becomes very difficult to really start budgeting at that age of 35 and above.
Okay. So where do you recommend that one begins in their lifestyle in terms of their planning looking forward?
I recommend as soon as you hit the business world, as soon as you start working, you need to budget your money. And it might be small. So, for example, you just get out of high school and you started a little gig, and you're probably making $600 a month, and you say you have so much responsibilities, but you need to budget that $600 you get in at that point and make it work, so that as you grow gradually in life and your income increase, you can put more money towards your saving, so that by the age of 30, you may well have your down payment for your house or your down payment for your business that you wanted to start, so that you don't really solely rely on the bank to get things done. So the earlier, the better.
Okay. Okay. So you're in high school. You have a little summer job. You get to maybe you as a guy you get to be on a bus. You still at your parents' home, but you get to spend your summer as or being a bag boy at one of the supermarkets, or you help in some data entry, entry level position at big, maybe a bank or an accounting firm. What do you do? I mean, at that age, you're not thinking of your parents has a house. Your parents have a house and there. you have the what do you, how do you guide someone in that, with that mindset?
Well, first of all, Carlos, one of the things I think that we are lacking in our school system is teaching our young people. I believe if at the and in the entry level for fun, that they should be teaching
Mm-hmm.
students how to manage finances. It makes it easier for them when they go out in the real world to know how they'll have an idea of what they need to do to start planning for the future. And so, with that not being done, it's people like myself who know better or have been educated in that field to come back to give back to our community and to our young people to let them know that budgeting is not something hard you do. Everybody budget, whether you want to think of it or not, everybody budget the money. Because before you get paid, you already tell yourself, I'm going to use $50 to get that, $50 to that. I'm going to pay my phone bill. I'm going to pay my this. I'm going to do that. So you already budgeting your monies, but you need now a little guidance to just budget properly. Budget that you don't run yourself into debt. Because trust me, on the little monies we're making in Dominica, especially most people not making that type of money that they would want to at a very young age. Because when you come out from school, you're not going to get that dream job you think about. You're going to start entry level and they're not going to pay
Mm.
all that. And so it's very important that you leave, you budget on that starting, whatever you start, whatever income you start at your job to budget on it. So there are different rules in budgeting. There's 50, 50, 30, 20, 60, 10, 20, 20, 20, 70, 20, 10, 80, 20. And so as a young person, we try to recommend that they use 50% of the income for expenses. And then they use 20% of the income to save, and they use another 20% to save for, let's say you want to travel, so you use that 20% to put aside. That's just for your travel needs. So when the time comes, you have your travel monies already, so you don't have to go back into your main savings to withdraw anything. So you have your main saving, which you don't touch. You have your vacation saving that you put together, and then you have your emergency savings. One of the rules of when you're doing budget, they say that you should have at least 6 months of your income in your emergency saving. So which will help you down the road should you lose your job, and it might take you 3 4 months before you get another job, that you have enough money to pay your
Another one.
bills. Yes, until you can get another job. So that are some
So,
of the
sort of
rules
a
that
backup.
they teach you. Yeah. So you have your emergency saving, you have your main saving, which is your saving for for um retirement or investment, and then you have a savings for vacation, or some people, their lifestyle is like they like to party, they like to go out with friends, so you have money set aside just for that, so that you don't always go to your main income, your main savings, to withdraw, because once you withdraw, it's hard to put back. So the earlier we teach our young people to budget, because I used to work and I used to make good at the pot and make a good in decent income. And I'm telling you, things was not even highly priced in Dominica as yet. And sometimes I would put money on my savings, and in the last week before pay, I have to go back and take $150 to put gas, to buy something that I didn't
Right.
anticipate that would happen.
Yeah.
So, but I wasn't really following a budget. I was just saving because it's really important to save. So I was not really following any budget. But had I known what I know now, I believe to myself that I would be in a better financial, have a better financial foundation. And that is why I trying to bring it to all young people. Saving is really, really important. And it might not it might not look like it's important today because we young and we feel like we always going to have life, we always going to have that strength, we always going to be able to make money. But when you reach 40 and you check your bank account and there is nothing on there, and you already spent 20 years of your life saving nothing, it's kind of difficult to stop whatever lifestyle at that age. It's really, really, it requires a lot of discipline at that age, a lot of discipline. Because even for me, at the age of 43 now, just trying to put my budget on done properly, it's very, very difficult because I have children, they have school, they have on all stuff thing happening. Sometimes I put the monies together and then I have to take it out because something happened to your child, and then you have to take them to the doctor, you have to take them to this. So I know what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about from personal experience. It's very, very important to budget at a young age. If you start your budgeting plan at a young age, then some of the problems that we have as we grow up into 40, and not only about that, Carlos, I know I speak, when I speak about it, I had a young lady, and she was 58 years, and she, at that age, she was trying to put something together for retirement. She almost ready to retire, and she realized that she didn't have nothing in her savings. The little monies that she was getting was to pay bills, hand to mouth. And she said to herself, she was telling me that when she was young, she was making money and she never saved. You know, she was partying every weekend. She started partying from Thursday night to Sunday, and she never saved the amount of money that she.
So, so at that time, was she able to do anything to help her when she's ready for retirement?
No, actually, she couldn't do anything. First of all, she fell sick and she could not work, and she was relying on the government um, for a little um,
Assist-
stipend that they
Assistance.
give. Yes. And the little stipend that they give her was just to cover her rent, pay her lights. She had internet at her home, and she could hardly buy other stuff. So sometimes other people from church or other friends would drop in and give her something as the time goes during the month, and it's that extra monies that you get from people that she take to do other stuff. Sometimes to I used to help too, because when I met her, she's such a nice person. And then I tell her, you see the importance of saving, and she say, Petra, if you can help at least one person not to make the mistake that I make, that would be good enough for me. Because right now, say I am, I thought I would have my whole life ahead of me to do and to go places. She never get to enjoy anything because she fell sick before that time.
Uh, okay, now you as a young youth coach, basically your youth development officer, how, well, not officially, but in
My
your work,
quest for
how do
helping the
you
young.
encourage the young persons? Yes. How do you get them to have that mindset to, because as a young person, when I leave work, they prepare, let's go and do something. It's Friday. You see the memes. How do we get the mindset?
And that's okay. As a human being, you have to socialize. And so budgeting does not take away your socialization time from you. What it does, it tells you what the amount that you can use to socialize. So you have to be disciplined and tell yourself, okay, I am going to budget $100 every month to socialize with my friends. And you have to stick to that plan so that when if you use that $100 in 2 weekends, then you know the next 2 weekends you cannot buy anything. So it's all left to you to know how you want to spend that $100, because that's what you budget for your social life. So it's not like when you budget in that you just think about saving. No, that's just be crazy. you must have a social aspect, because we are social people. We interact with our friends and our family, and then you want to go out, you want to eat something, you want to buy something that you don't want to cook on the weekend, and you want to go out to eat something with your family or your friends. Budgeting allows you to do that. It just tell you how much you can spend on these
Right.
activities. Then you have to be disciplined enough to say, yes, I am willing to spend $100. And you have to, once you tell yourself you're going to start budgeting, the first thing you have to do, you have to speak to your friends and you have to speak to your family. You have to let them know that you take a decision and that you're going to budget your monies, and this is how you set out your monies to be. So you don't have that type of money, excess money, to be spending on things that you didn't plan for. So you have to let them know in advance. So some
I see.
Can you hear me, Carlos?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's just, yes.
I'm here, I'm here. Sorry.
So it's just really important that when you budgeting, when you plan to budget, that you just speak to your family and friends and let them know about that decision. It's a decision you're going to take. And some person will not be happy, especially some people who rely on you to meet their social needs. Because some people, they come out with you, but you always have to spend. They don't bring nothing to the table. So they might be upset with you, but at the end of the day, it's all about you. You have to know what you can afford. You have to know what you can spend, what excess you can spend. Or else at the end of the day, that person may not budget today with you. But life is
Mhm.
uncertain. Fortune can fall on that person in the next 3 years, and then that same person will not turn back to give you anything from their fortune. They will, first thing they will tell you, oh,
True,
you was working all the time.
true.
You should have saved your money.
What you do? I see we have a comment there from Mr. Bruno. I suspect he might have missed the part where you gave the breakdown of the finance. He wanted to know if there was a particular percentage a person should share of their income. We know the church suggests that we should pay 10% of our earnings to them in terms of tithing. So how does that relate to savings and budgeting? I know you mentioned that earlier, but for those who may have missed it, just touch on it again.
Okay, well, as I was saying before, there are different budget plans that persons is not a one fit all plan. There are different budget plans that you can adapt based on your income, based on what you want to do with your monies. So for the persons who want to pay 10% of their income to church, that's okay. You just put it in your budget. So you will have you will choose what plan you want. There is the 50-20-30 rule. You have the 60-20-20 rule. You have the 70-20-10 rule. So you choose what rule that you want to adapt in your budgeting, and then you work with it. So when you doing your budgeting with somebody, you always have to let them know what you were spending your money on. So you will tell the person, hey, I pay 10% of my income to church. Um, I help, I give to the elderly organization. So you have to let them know all this, and then they'll put something together for you after they check all your expenses against your income. They will suggest to you the best plan that work for you. So you really have to sit down with someone to explain to them your income and your expenses, and they will walk with you step by step and show you, based on your income, the amount that you can save, the amount that you should save, the amount that you should spend, the amount that you can put for your emergency fund, and so it's really just meeting with some professional or somebody that have a background of what they're speaking about to help in that regard. So as I tell people before, they could always reach out to me. I'm willing to help anybody for free. I just want to make sure that when I live this life, that I did my best to help somebody else.
Right. So now your company, I think, is Heart to Heart.
Yes, that's yes,
How
that
does
is one of
one
the things.
reach you?
Okay, so you can go on
Uh,
the website. Yes, the website www.petohearttoheart.com. So Peto, PETO HEART, the number two, and HEART.com. So you could go on the site. You could just leave me a message down at the bottom. You will see, please contact me, put your contact information there, and I'll reach out to you via email, and then we'll set up a date, and we will do a one-on-one via Zoom, and I help you. I help you set up your financial, your budgeting plan. And if you want help as time goes by, you just reach out to me again, and then I help you. And that is all I will be doing. That is all I told myself that I want to do for the rest of my life until I leave this earth, is to help somebody somewhere to make a better financial decision. And as we can see up there, we have our financial independence. It's really, really important to not to rely on the government for pension. I'm telling you, because the monies that the government take from Social Security, from your check every month, there is no guarantee that you're going to get paid from this, because we see it happen over and over. They take these monies and they invest it. Sometimes investment does not go as planned, and they lose that money. But you've
mhm,
been working for six,
mhm.
40 years paying social security, only to when you retire, they tell you that, well, you cannot get all the monies because this is what had happened. They had invest and they lost the money. So they cutting back until they build up, because it's the monies that people pay every month that they use to pay back those that are retired. So you
Okay,
really
quick
have
question.
to
I
sort
know.
it out.
Quick question. They offer that option for persons who take an insurance policy that gives them a cash payout at the end of a certain period. How do they compare as in terms of a savings plan as opposed to just putting your money directly to the bank?
Okay, so really putting your money directly to the bank and saving plan on insurance, while both of them seems like a great idea, I personally would tell somebody to really invest their money in something that can actually make more money. Because both options, they're likely, I see insurance companies have been there for years, and then they just lift up and go, and you put in all that money and they say, oh, sorry, they reinvest that money somewhere and they didn't, things turn out bad, and so they cannot pay you all the monies that you have. They can only give you a percentage back. Or the bank as well. You put your money in the bank, you get small returns on it, but the bank will use your money to give loan to somebody else and make a bigger return on it. So either way, it's good, either way, but really, I'd really advise somebody to invest the money instead. Invest the money in something that they know that can bring a sure return to them. They don't have to use all their monies, but invest some of it. So they could save some. They can do the insurance, which insurance is good if you have children, especially if you have children, and you're not sure what happened tomorrow. So you might have to take a life insurance with a saving plan. That way, if you die
Mhm.
before you want to, or because the Bible says 70 years, and sorry, 70 years and good health and strength will determine your life after that. So I would really advise people to invest their monies.
Okay, okay. And what about building equity as a young person? building. So I mean, back in the day, land was so cheap back in the days, and easily available. Now it's more difficult. How in terms of investing in that direction, what's your take on that, and how would you advise young people to tackle that?
Okay, so if you're going to buy property, ensure that you buy property and you build something there, even if it's your home. Try to add something to your home, at least one extra room that you could make it extra income. Because I know people say building is an investment to you, but that's not really, really true. If you build your home and you pay bank for, they give you 30 years to pay the bank. And this house brings nothing back to you. All you do is just pay 30 years. You pay to live in your home for 30 years. Sometime you don't even live long enough to enjoy the benefits, but at the end of the day, you leave it for your children, and then the bank have insurance, so your house is paid off and their children get to enjoy your benefits. But it would be wise if you want to buy property that you use it to make back some monies from it. So I would really suggest that if somebody is buying a piece of land to build, that they build with the intention to put something put something on there for, so that they can make an income on it. For example, if somebody come to me and they tell me, Petra, I want to build, and I want to buy a piece of land and build a house because I 30 years and I have the down payment already. I'll tell them, yes, you can do that, but try to make a concrete roof. That way you can build your upstairs on your pockets while you work. That you don't need additional loan to do that. So in the next 10 years, you take your time and you build your upstairs in the next 10 years. And at the end of that, when your upstairs is finished in the 10 years, yes, 10 years you pay the bank, but 10 years you fix your upstairs. And then you can rent your upstairs in the next, and that monies that you get into rent your upstairs, you can actually use it to pay together with your monies to put on that loan, which will make your loan term, your life of your loan shorter, and give you more time to save in the latter parts of your loan paying term. So if they give you 30 years and you can pay your loan in 20 years, that is better for you, because in the next 10 years you have your home, you have the rental upstairs, and you can still work and save. So it's just planning, sitting down and speaking to somebody that will give you advice.
Okay. Wealth. What's your take on that? Okay, so our parents were poor. How do we use savings and investment wealth? So you want to have your children to have easier life than what you grew up with. How do we do that? And what's your take
Okay.
on that?
Well, Carlos, I want to say that our parents' decisions really do affect us, and I can speak from experience that when those who raise poor, if you start making some money as time goes by, your family tend to depend on you as to help them instead of you trying to save. So
Mhm.
sometimes you see some persons, they raised from a poor family, they have a good job, but they cannot make ends meet for themselves. But you really have to be disciplined. That's why I say, if you want to save, and if you want to come out in that poverty mindset, you have to make some hard decisions. And it's not going to be easy, because it would be very difficult for somebody to raise in a poor household and now making $4,000 a month, and then the siblings ask them for some monies, and they say, well, I cannot give it to you because I'm on a budget. These people won't leave you. They will not have enough water in Dominica, let me put it that way, to wash you, because they will call you all sorts of names. So sometimes people do want to help to come out in that situation, but because they feel so, guilty, most of the time they feel guilty that if they try to make a better life for themselves, that people will think they um feel they're better than them, or oh, you forget what I used to do for you when you was young. Mind you, you didn't even know that, that was a decision they take for themselves. Your uncles, your aunties, they will help your parents with you, if they had a little more than your parents. But when you grow up and you're making money, it's like they expect a return from you. And sometimes the guilt people place on you prevent you from even coming out in that poverty mentality, because you always have to give back. You always feel entitled to give back to them
The
because they
mindset.
always, yeah. So once you come out from that, people have to learn that it's going to be a hard, and you might lose some friends, you might lose some family along the road, and you have to know if you can deal with it. Because when you raise poor and you start making money, everybody else that did not make money tend to look up to you for all their needs. So you really have to be disciplined. You really have to say, hey
We see
guys,
that
in our culture, it's there in our culture heavily.
I don't think it's only associated with us. Typical thing going on. I guess if with black people maybe you see that in the lifestyle of the basketball players. For example, if a guy comes from a poor family, and when he strikes it and he gets to the NBA, he has to take care of everybody.
That is
So
that
a
they
young
feel
person
entitled to your wealth.
gets
Yeah, people feel entitled to your wealth because probably they buy sneakers for you to have practice basketball, or probably they had buy a calculator for you while you went in school, and probably they had given your parents money to help them with the uniform. So when you make it in life, they feel entitled. Like, I help you become who you are. Now you have to pay me back. And so this is a type of mindset too that we
right.
have to help people to come out from. It's hard work. Trust me, it's hard work. I'm telling somebody, it's really, really hard work to get people to move away from this mindset. Because you see, the decisions we make today, we have to live with it tomorrow. And so if you
So how
continue
does
the
it
same,
how, right? Is it besides the mindset thing? What would you advise a person in those positions? How to manage their I know there are money managers and so on and so forth in the larger countries, but I don't think we in context of the Caribbean. How would you advise that person to say, for example, one of our footballers striking big, he
yeah.
makes
Well,
millions of dollars. What would
I would advise them to get a financial advisor. You really need a financial advisor. I know in Dominica, Finance Focus, I listen to them from time to time. The young lady there, she give good advice as well. And yes, you might have to pay for the services, but at the end of the day, if you have that type of money, it's better to get somebody to help you budget that money than to just throw it all away. Because I see people, I have been in a life for some time now, and I saw people that win lottery, and they like today they back to
Mhm.
zero because they give their
Right.
uncle want a house, the auntie want a house, one want a car, somebody want this, somebody want that, and because they was not educated about finance, they just give away everything, and now they're back to square one, struggling like everybody else, but they had the opportunity to be in a better financial position. But because of poor management, again, if you don't manage your money like anything else, if you don't manage your monies properly, then you will lose your monies. So when we come out from poverty and we strike some fortune, it's always wise to look for some professional help, some financial advisor, financial planner, to help you to budget your monies properly, and to advise you on the best way to save your monies or to invest your money. Because you can help people, by investing in them, but not by
Mhm.
just giving them money. If everybody comes say, Petra, I need it, I just win the lottery, $2 million. And everybody like, oh, Petra, you remember when you was going to school, I do that for you, I do that for you. And we feel guilty.
I give you my recess.
Yeah, I give you my recess, and now you make it. You didn't even work for it. Get the money. You don't want to give me, but you have to be
I
able
mean,
to tell
help me
yourself
fix
whatever you do,
my.
it's for the betterment of yourself, not only yourself but your children' future. So what's past is past. Yes, you can help people. You can help people by developing a business and have them work to earn their pay, because maybe some person they was not making enough money. So then you employ them that they could make enough money so that they could take care of themselves. So it's not only about giving. So it's
Right.
really important that people on a whole, once you're working, that's why I try my best. I try to speak to young people. And they may not see it today. I'm telling you, Carlos, it's just a mentality, because when I was young, I used to think the same thing way too. So that's why I can tell people. When I was young and I started working, the first thing I wanted to do is buy, I love nice shoes. So I remember a time that I had 30 pairs of shoes under my bed. I'm telling you, my mom, I love shoes, I love nice things. So I
Wow.
had
Amen.
around
Yes.
50 pairs of jeans pants. I love jeans pants. And there is a boutique in Orozo I used to buy my jeans pants from. The lady used to be calling me when she get new stock. And they were like, the pants was like $125 to $145 for one jean. And she would call me when she get new shipments, because I tell myself I did not have those nice things growing up, so I want to buy my stuff. So I used to buy them and put them. My shoes was
Yeah.
$175. But at the end of the day, when I look back and I see the amount of useless money I spent, it was not worth it. These shoes, most of my shoes get drier after a year, because you cannot use all the shoes at the same time.
Can I use all of them? No.
No, you can't. So
Can I use
sometimes
all
when
of
I do
them?
put one after 3, 4 months, it just it don't stick on me, because
It
it's
does
been under the
burst.
bed for so long. Yeah. So these things are not really investments. Clothes and shoes and bags,
I
and
can relate.
though they're pretty, but they are not investments. So
Right.
it's just
And
educating our young
now you
people.
mention investments. Now you
Yeah.
mention investment. What sort of investment a young person can look at or growing up? I mean, you 18, 19, you're not thinking investment at that age. If you're able to get somebody to think that way, what sort of what are ideas that they can do?
Well, I cannot just sit down there and tell you what ideas, Carlos. First of all, before you invest in anything, you have to ask yourself, is there a need for the service or the product that you want to offer? Because even if you invest in something and there is not a need for it, it's just a waste of investment. So you have to do your survey. You must do your survey before any investment. You have to do your survey, and you have to ask yourself, is there a need? Not just a want, a need. Because when people need stuff, they get it. If people want something, they're like, I want it, but I don't really need
Okay.
it. So you have to ask yourself, the service that I want to give out, is there a need for it in the community? Is there a need for it in our district? Because sometimes you want to do something, but it's not in your area does not have that demand for it. But if you move to another area, they might have a demand for it. So you have to look all over to see where is the demand. Can you meet the demand of the people wherever that you want to go, if there is a demand for it? So you have to ask yourself a lot of questions before you invest your monies in anything. Because once you invest your money in something, if it don't work out, you lose that money. You cannot regain that money. So when people say they want to invest,
Right.
sometimes some people say they want to invest, but they don't have the capital. Like me, I want to open another business. I really want to open a heart-to-heart center services and center in St. Croix. The demand is there, but I don't have the capital. So at the end of the day, I have to ask myself, am I willing to take the risk? Because investment is a risk. Am I willing to take the risk to take this startup money in the bank, and how is it going to pay off? So I have to do a lot of homework before I reach there. And the bank do want to know, they will want to ask you these questions. They need to see budgeted at least 3 years, how you intend to make money in the next 3 years, and how much money you think that you will be making. Yeah, and they want you to, even if it might never happen that way, but they want to see it on paper, like your projected sales, your projected income from that service, to see if the risk is good enough to give you that amount of money to start off that business. So even if you want to invest, you have to ask yourself those questions there. I want to invest in that business, but is it viable? Will it make back the returns that I intended to make back? Is there a demand for it? Is there the market for it?
Okay. So how about if a young person wants to invest, say for example, you may not, I mean, you have your money in the bank, but you want to invest. How about something being developed where people with ideas, sort of like how the not American Got Talent, but these programs where persons come with their ideas and they pitch their ideas, and potential investors get a chance to choose. Okay, I like that idea. I don't like that idea. You know, that kind of thing. Now with a program like that, it would require persons to work together.
Well, I glad you bring up that idea, Carlos, because last year, when I did the little thing on finance in Dominica, we also came up with putting some corporation like that to help people that have ideas but don't have the capital, so that they could come to us. So we have that is Royal Investment Innovative Markets
Right,
INC. Yes. So
right.
we make that group, a group of young people came together, and we decided, the gentleman had the idea already. He had that idea. And then my idea and some other person ideas, and he decided, guys, if we join together and we make that incorporation, we are more likely to help people. So we went ahead, and we just started doing it. So if you check Royal Investments on Facebook or Instagram, and so you will find us there, and you will see that we willing to work with people who have ideas, so that they can come to us, brainstorm the ideas. We will sit down and figure out if that idea is a need, if it's something that that would make back their monies if they spend on it. And we want to work with the young people. And we, as the incorporation, would go to the bank to get the startup capital, if after we do our research and everything, if the idea is good enough. And then we will help that person, and that person will have majority shares in the investment. And we will just take some shares, just so that we could make back the monies to pay the bank. And so that is one of the ideas that we're working on for our young people in Dominica, because we know a lot of young people in Dominica don't have the capital, but they have brilliant ideas. So we, the young set of people, came together,
That's
and
actually a wonderful idea.
yeah, so we came together, and this is what we're doing now. We're going to try to launch this. We did a soft launching of the company, the corporation, but we're going to try to do one over the summer, um, so that persons with ideas can reach out to us, and we can see it and chat. And because we have different people from different areas in there, we have people who know about agriculture. We have some persons that's good at the laws. We have persons that are good already at finance. We have persons so we have different people on the board. So we have a variety of people on the board who, can sit down and
Because
speak to
so
the
many young
person.
people, so many young people have so many wonderful ideas, and if they they go to the bank and they get turned down, and then you a dream killed.
Yeah. So that's one
So
of the
in
things.
terms
Yeah.
of that, yeah,
That
that brings
yeah.
me to two questions.
Yeah.
In terms of how do you promote what you there with me? What sort of promotion are you doing to get that out there?
Okay, so we're using social media for now. Yeah, we're using social media for now. Soon we will go on the airways, the radio stations. We'll use the newspaper, but for now we use social media. So if somebody go on my page, my Facebook page, you will see we have Royal Investment Innovative Market Inc. Solving problem, creating opportunities, and we have a new promotion there for
Mhm.
the Jazz Festival. We also have we give services to the people from in Dominica and the outside world. We cater for the people as well. So if you need a place to stay when you're coming for jazz, or you need taxi services, you need dining services, and so, but you don't have the time to do all that, we take care of that for you as well. So if you're overseas and you want to come
So
to
the
Dominica,
booking,
yeah, we do all that for everybody. We book your hotels, we book your taxi, we pick you up at the airport, we drop you off at the airport, we take you out to eat. So we already cater for you in all those services. So yes, so we're doing this. That's what we're promoting now. We'll take care of everything for them. So that's what we're trying to push now. And we also have a shipping and logistics collaboration as well. So we really want to work with the young people of Dominica. We want to make a change, and if people are not willing to make the change for us, we're going to make it for ourselves. So that is what the corporation is really about: making a change, helping make a change for the young people who have brilliant ideas but cannot get finance, and those in our country who want to do something but they don't know where to start. So that's why we came about that Royal Investment Innovative and Market and Incorporation, to help people in that regard. And I was just fortunate, and I love the guy ideas, and he loved my ideas as well. And I'm happy that he brought me on board. And so this, Carlos, honestly, I think our youth in Dominica, they have a lot of potentials. They don't have the finance, but they have a lot of potentials. And I feel if we can help them make that decision to better themselves and to become financial independent, that they don't have to rely on government, they don't have to rely on the aunties to send something for them or the uncles overseas, but they can do their stuff themselves. This is what we want to promote. We want to have people that can wake up one morning and say, hey, guys, I think I need a trip, and just book a ticket and go. So this is where we are, and I'm willing and want to
so that
work with the young
I'm
people.
assuming that so I'm assuming that with the jazz and the bookings and they put directing persons to various companies, that is a part of your youth network.
Yes, definitely. That's we definitely. So we have young people, you might open a business like and then you don't know, you want the traffic. We also do advertisements, digital advertisement like online. So we also push in that online advertisement as well. So you don't need to really, you let's say for example you want to go to St. Lucia, but you don't know anybody in St. Lucia. You call us, we take care of that for you. This is the type of services that we want to give to Dominica. So you want to go Barbados, but you don't have nobody in Barbados, you don't know anybody in Barbados. You call us, we take care of that for you. You give us your budget, we take care of that for you. The
Somebody
services for you.
somebody wants to go somebody wants to go and renew their visa
Visa.
or to go to Barbados, they can just call you and you can take care of everything for them.
Yeah.
They pay their one fee
They
for
just
their
pay
service and everything.
yeah, and that's it. So the number to call in Dominica is 767-225-5444. 5459. So they just call that number. So you could use WhatsApp. You could WhatsApp that number, or you could call that number direct if you're in Dominica. If you're in overseas, you can WhatsApp that number. So we take care of everything for you, so you don't have to do it on your own. So that is another service we want to bring to the young people. So you want we have, it's incorporated with other services
The
as well.
number again?
The number is 767-225-5459. So this is for Royal Investment Innovative Markets Incorporation.
Okay.
So you call us and we take care of your needs. You're a young person in Dominica, you have an idea, you don't have the finance, but you want somebody to stand up to you, with you, we're going to stand up with you. And you come to us with the idea, we work it out, we check, do the market work, we do the hard work for you, we see if it's viable. If it is, we help you get finance. This is where we are, helping the young people to become financial independent. And that is our aim. And that is my dream,
So
make a difference in the
small business plan as well.
yeah.
All right, 5 minutes of, should I say 4 minutes before the hour for, and the hours really come and go, and there's so much more that we could touch on. But Petra, nice having you. Probably you can give us a little wrap up and touch, review the finance stuff so persons can, you know, get a sense
Yeah.
of what your business is all about.
Yeah. So um as I
Any
said,
final
finance.
words?
Yes, so people, young people, you might think today that you don't need to budget your monies because you have your whole life ahead of you. But let me tell you, I am 43 years and I'm sitting there telling you from my personal experience. I wish I had somebody, a coach, some person, advisor to show me how to budget my money as a young person. I believe that if I did had that type of encouragement or service, that I would be in a better financial situation right now. And I'm not broke, I'm not poor, I'm not none of these. I can afford, but I'm just saying I would have something to invest in. As I say, with this company that I want to do there, if I had saved enough, I would already have the down payment for it. It would make it easier. It would make it easier for the bank to finance that idea. So please do not hesitate. Reach out to me
Mhm.
and let me help you make that financial decision because you won't regret it. Trust me, you won't regret it. 10 years from now, when you look back, you're going to say that is the best decision you ever made. Somebody help you to finance, to budget your monies properly. Somebody help you with an idea, and you will not regret it because that time you'll be living off your if it's an investment, you'll be living on your investment and saying, boy, I should have two investments when I was young. And if it's a monies, then you would be saying you could leave something for your children, you could have a down payment for your home. So the bank don't have to tell you, oh, go look for your great grandmother land paper to put in the bank because you already have enough monies to stand for yourself. So reach out to me, reach out to Royal Investment Innovative Markets Inc. The number is here, the website is there. Call us, let us help you and make a better decision than I make in my life. So this is all I want to say to the young people. Back to you, Carlos.
Yes, Petra, it was nice having you with us. And guys, it's a nice, quiet conversation with Mrs. George, who is a finance and specialist and a life coach. She has a company who specializes in helping persons who I would call dreamers. They have their dreams, they want to develop it into reality. They want to have a nice program for themselves moving forward. And she's also helping us coaching in terms of finance and how you should save or invest in and so on and so forth. Um, we have a few persons who are listening. We'd like to thank you for viewing, and those who will watch post post the live, we'd like to thank you for viewing as well. And of course, look forward to more programs as the community look to build coalitions and bring on other ideas moving forward. Petra, thank you for your time. I wish you and the
Thank you
family
for having me,
a
Carlos.
wonderful afternoon.
Same to you,
And we
Carlos.
look
Thank you for
forward to
having
having,
me.
yes, look forward to having other engagements and the future discussions.
Yes,
All right.
definitely. Yes.
So it's another Team Unity roundtable discussion. I was your host, and of course, thank you, Alex, for having us. And like the next appointed time. Afternoon.